Hi, I'm Joan Lok. In an upcoming workshop, we'll work on the pomo, which is the splash of ink onto Shikishi board. And we will do it in the style of Zhang Dachan's landscape. And you may have noticed that, I have taught pomo, splash color and ink on Shikishi board before. So let me tell you the difference. This is a art album of Diana Khan, which for Sumi Society of America, many of the pomo is actually influenced by Miss Khan because she has been a well-liked artist and instructor of the Sumi Society. And if we look at her work, a lot of her pomo on Shikishi board are full of colors, full of colors, right? So this is her style of Shikishi board. And let me look at some of the work that I have done in that style or influenced by that style. These are gold board or silver board or paper board. And then you see that I have a lot of colors, lots of colors, full of colors. Some of them are gold board, some of them are paper board, but then you see that they're full of colors. So we have already discussed how to do this. And if you are interested, I can send the link of that workshop in the description below. But what we're going to talk about this time is actually in the style of Zhang Dachan. Zhang Dachan is the teacher of Miss Diana Khan. And as you know, Zhang Dachan is considered one of the greatest artists of the 20th century all over the world. So the top 100 artists, Zhang Dachan is part of it of the 20th century. So Zhang Dachan is also famous for his pomo and also for his lotus. And then when it's come to his pomo painting on Shikishi board and also on mounted papers, you see that his pomo does not have as much color. It's more sumi with more ink and occasionally with the dots of stone green or some other mineral paint. But then he would have more of the traditional items such as branches, bridge, mountains, scholars. And let's look at some more, right? More of the ink, but then also with white space and then depiction of waterfall, mountain edges, and pine trees, and more pine trees and things like that. So let's look at some of the samples that is inspired by that. These are my work. So you see that I have pomo in the background, but then I will have trees on one side that you can actually see the details of trees and birds. And of course, like another one with lots of ink and stone green, but then you see trees and various vegetations, but then you still see the majestic movement of ink and colors in the background. And yet, like various things are more details. So what we are going to do in this upcoming workshop is to work together on pomo on Shikishi board. It could be gold, silver, or paper. And then we will work together to create various landscape in the style of Zhang Dachan, not Diana Khan. And in order to do that, as some of you may know that after you pour the ink and color onto the Shikishi board, you cannot really use the hairdryer to speed up the drying. So what I will do is, if you enroll in this workshop, I will, in the live workshop, the 2.5 hour workshop, I will of course do it from start to finish with all the entire pomo process and also the refinement, how to finish the painting. But in order for you to follow along, and since we are doing an online workshop, what I'm going to do is 2 weeks before the event date, I would also show you a recording. So in case you want to have a head start, we'll take care of the pomo portion of pouring the water and ink and colors onto the board. So your board will have a chance to dry. And then when we come to the live workshop, I will, of course, for those who didn't have time to look at the video, we'll repeat that process. But then, just like baking show, in a blink of an eye, then we will have a piece of board that already have the colors and ink on it, and we'll be able to finish. And for those who have a chance to look at the video and prepare a board with the ink already poured onto the Shikishi board and let dry, then we can work on the refinement together. So it's a workshop that if you have time, you can actually do the bonus video and then have a head start, or you can just follow along during the process, and we can also work on it. But then, some of the wet part may not be as dry. So I'm just using a recording, the magic of video, to make sure that, we have the magic of that in this workshop. So it's a workshop of pomo on Shikishi board, but in the style of Zhang Da Chen, and a little bit more of the ink, less color, more traditional painting combined with the pouring of the ink and the mineral colors. So I hope to see you in this workshop, tribute and paying tribute to Master Zhang Da Chen's Pomo landscape in Shikishi board. Hope to see you. Bye-bye.